So welcome back. This is now the second part of the tutorial. You'll notice that I have my basic cylinder and I have my axle shaft right now, or hole. So what I want to do on this tutorial is I want to add here a bit of a depth for kind of like the rubber or the elastic bands or something you're going to put in here for tire tread, because plastic on wood is really slippery, so we need to add something onto here. So I'm going to take out a bit of material here to actually give you a spot to put some tread. So what I'm going to do first off is I'm going to click on the object and with my left mouse button. Then I'm going to right mouse button, and you got to hold it for a second. I'm going to go to Edit Definition. Now what this does is brings it back into the depth of the tire. So if I wanted to change the depth of the tire right now, or the rim, and make that 2 inches, I could just change this and put in 2. Right, way thicker now. Right, I can just undo it up here. Okay, but I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I want to make sure that this cylinder, when I draw, is centered later. So you notice how the drawing is over on the side here. I want to center it. And I forgot to do that in the last tutorial. So I'm going to come up to here beside the 1, okay, and I'm going to click on this one, which is basically it makes it symmetrical on both sides, so extrude on both sides of the sketch plane. Okay, so we click on it, and all it does is it moves it to the center. I'm going to click OK. So now I have this plane that's in the dead center. Okay, and I'll explain this in a second, but you'll see what's going to happen. So now I'm going to click on the plane, and I'm going to go to extrude. Okay, and now I'm working in the center of it, and I'm basically going to draw another circle, and I'm going to make it so that it is a bit smaller. Now, you can't really see what I'm doing here, so it makes it easier if I actually go back to 2D sketch view, and you can see that there it is. The sketch is a little bit smaller, indented in. Click OK. Okay, and you can see it. Now I can change that number. Let's change it to an easy number, 1.4. Okay, so it's a bit smaller. No, better yet, let's go 1.3. And it doesn't matter what you do. Okay, this is just an idea or a concept. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is draw another circle, and I want that circle to be bigger than the outside. Okay, so I'm going to click it a bit bigger. I'm going to click the select tool, and now you can see that it's there and it's dead center. Okay, now I click on OK, and you can see how it goes to one side. But if I go back to the symmetrical on both sides, now you can see that I have a bit of depth there. Okay, and I'm going to change this. I know it's 1 inch, the tire, and I'm going to change this one to 0.75. So I've got about 1/8 of an inch on each side. Okay, and then I'm simply going to remove the material, and now I have a bit of a rim. Okay, and I'm going to click OK, or the select tool. Now I'm in this, and again I'm going to click over here to the model tree, and I'm going to check it, and I'm going to say that is I'm going to call this the rim, I don't know, depth. Okay, there's a name. And I'm going to look at this a bit. Okay, I'm kind of getting there. Now, you notice there's all these different kind of planes and things on here. It's getting to be a bit of a mess. If you go up here, there's the datum display filters. I can actually turn everything off. And now I can just see the object as is. Okay? So now I'm going to say, what else do I want to do to this thing? Well, probably maybe want to round off the rim edges a bit. So I could click on an edge, okay? And I'm going to say, well, let's click on, or better yet, let's go to round first, okay? And it's going to take you into a whole different thing, and it's round tool. And now I can go and click on an edge, and you'll see that it automatically rounds that edge over. Now if I hold the control key down and select the other edge, and select this front edge, and select this edge, they all do it at the same time. And now because it's 0.3 here, I can actually change that to, I don't know, 0.05, and it makes them a bit more. I can drag it. You see it can only go so far. Okay, I can drag it back, right? So I'm going to leave it, I don't know, let's kind of make it let's leave it at 0.6. And I click on apply. And now I have kind of some edges. Now you can see, oh, it looks like there's a bit of an edge there, right? So I don't like that. So I'm going to click on the edges, right mouse click and hold, and edit definition. Now I can go back and change this. I'm going to leave this at 0.05. Okay, so there we go. There's kind of my rim edges now. Right? That's not looking bad. Okay, now the next part, I'm going to take the front surface, and I'm going to go extrude. And I'm going to go in sketch view, and I'm going to take a bit of a depth out of this thing. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to say, okay, well, I want my rim to go in a bit. So I'm going to go OK, and now I can reverse direction, remove material, and oh, I got the axle hole through there, so I don't want to go that deep. So I'm going to take this and drag slowly until there goes the axle hole, doesn't go through, right? And go okay. Okay, so now I got a bit of a depth there, right? Now you got to realize when you design this, the back has got to sit flat on the 3D printer. So do not, whatever you do, take anything out of the back. Okay, just leave it flat like that because it's going to sit perfectly flat like that on the 3D printer when it prints. Okay, so I've got that basically done now, and I don't like the size of that, so I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to name this the, I don't know, let's call it indent for lack of a better name. And on that indent, I'm going to go to the selection. I'm going to right mouse click, edit definition, and I'm going to make this a bit bigger. Okay, so I can take this, and I'm going to call it 1.25. Okay, and I'm going to go okay. And if I look, yeah, no, I didn't go through. Okay, you can always look and see, oh, geez, I didn't go through, right? But if I change this, and I say, well, geez, what happens if I went bigger? I can take this, and I'm going to go, I don't know, let's go 1.35. I go okay. Oops, I got a problem there, right? So the program automatically just shows you what's happening. So I'm going to undo that, and I'm going to leave it there. Okay, and I'm going to stop at this point, and then I'm going to go on to the next thing to show you kind of how to put some spokes in the middle of this. That concludes this part.